Hey everyone. Yeah, might as well move it right there. I thought I'd give you a review finally of issue 269. Trying to straighten the camera up here. That I just got in the mail today. Um, Usually I do these, as you probably know, around this time, if not earlier. But for some odd reason, um, I didn't get my issue in the mail the way I should as part of my subscription. I mean, I kept checking and checking and checking and checking and checking, did not see anything. So, and I even went through my over. I even went over. I even went over my channel and everything that I'd done, all the videos that I'd done, and I didn't see no review or anything like that based on 269. So here it is. And I have to say, issue 269 was a nice continuation. They start off basically, I like how they kind of start off with a flashback again, kind of altering a little bit of how Breezy and Sonic met. Basically showing that the only reason Breezy wanted to tag along was so that Eggman would know who Sonic is, and that's how the prototype of Silver Sonic found him, because Breezy was always leading him and all that. And this is a flashback. Basically, this is a flashback that Breezy is remembering, and she still kind of has to admit that even though she had duped Sonic, led Silver Sonic towards him and everything, that Sonic was still able to rescue Tails and beat Robotnik and everything, become the hero that he is today, and that she feels she could still use him to her advantage, which I think if we'll continuously reading the book, it's going to probably bite her in the rear, if you know what I mean. Uh, but again, nice continuation, nice little start there with the flashback, and then we get into the tournament. We see Sonic beating some kind of uh, some karate guy, karate master, whatever you want to call it. We see him doing that. Both showing respect to each other for it, and nice little, basically just a, kind of quick match between the two. Basically Sonic acknowledging that the karate master gave more of a fight to him than he thought. Amy shows up, basically telling Sonic, "Hey, it's my match." Not only letting Sonic know that, hey, her match is next, but oh, by the way, the sun's gonna set in a minute. And basically Sonic takes off and gets to his hotel room just in time as he's changing, and just sits and lays back and watches the fights on television and cheers on his friends. And so after that, we get into the matches. We get Honey and Tails, and a nice match here. It was a good, funny match. Basically, a little fun thing here and there. Honey ends up winning, of course. And I love. Here's the one thing I loved about this issue. I loved how they kind of gave a bit of a spectator view from everybody that was watching on the television. They had the freedom fighters, that hilarious here, because you had everybody just like sitting down watching the fight. Sally's like a little concerned at first, and Tails is patting Cream on the head, like Cream's like nervous about what she's seeing, and Bunny's just laid back and everything. And as they're watching the fight, the ending of the Honey Tails fight, you see the reaction from Cream. Cream's like, "Oh my God, that's cheating!" And it causes Antoine's popcorn to fly off, and everybody just to do a take back, if you will, and Sally ends up biting her fingers or something like that. So it was real funny, and Bunny's just like sitting there like, "Are you kidding me?" So uh, it's just real funny. I just like I love the spectacular. I like the little spectator view that they gave us, letting us see how everybody else is reacting almost in real time to the matches. So Tails is not happy about losing, saying, also indicating that Honey cheated. But Honey says, "Hey, look, everything is fair in love and war, and in business, it's both." and basically said everything's fair in love and war, and in business, it's a little bit of both. Now, I know a lot of people when they hear not Sunny, but Honey, when they hear Honey talk about all is fair in love and war, I know some people are thinking, okay, well, we're going to do a Honey Tails ship. Is that where they're going? I don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Um, so you got that, and then you have Amy's match, and Amy basically beats whoever this Warthog guy is with the red bandana. So he wins that. We get a look at Knuckles, and well, before we get a look at Knuckles, SBO is watching the matches, and he watches Amy winning her match with almost concern, like, okay, Amy will be okay, Amy will be fine. So Amy ends up winning her match, and then you get Knuckles, of course, snooping around. Nice little homage in one of the panels of the cover of Sonic 3. So you get Knuckles basically overhearing some upper echelon people, like, oh, we're so better people kind of deal. He sees one lady talking about the shard emerald that she's wearing as something that she got from a jeweler and probably never heard of him kind of deal. And he basically pops out and says, look, you basically points out that maybe she found it in her backyard or something, and that it belongs to him and he needs it back now. And she tries to argue with him, and basically, Knuckles uses this argument as a distraction to allow Chip to snatch the emerald off of the lady without her noticing, and then, that's that. Later on, Knuckles finds out, because, as him and Chip are kind of spying around and everything, and Chip points out that, oh, look, one of the competitors has two tails, and Knuckles sees Tails on the screen and basically concludes that if Tails is here, then Sonic's probably here as well, and basically acknowledges that they're closer to probably getting what they need to save the world, but it's also closer to his island probably hitting the ocean, if you know what I mean. So, anyway, we have Knuckles, like I say, Knuckles and Chip. Hold on for a sec. Sorry about that. I was just checking something. But again, like I said, we have Knuckles and Chip basically still snooping around, trying to find more shards and everything, and even one of the Chaos Emeralds that Knuckles can now sense because of the shard he had, the Master Emerald shard that he has. He can sense that the other Chaos Emerald is there, and right then and there they get spotted by Scratch. And at first they think, okay, at first Chip thinks, okay, our cover is blown, but instead is relieved to find out that all Scratch is doing is saying, hey, your match is next, or you want to be in this tournament or not. And so they both conclude. Knuckles is like, well, when did I get into the tournament? And Chip's like, well, hey, wait a minute. This makes it even better because now you could get the emerald by winning it fair and square. And they both like the idea, so there you go. And Knuckles ends up having his match with Bark and ends up winning by knockout. Um, you have Bean taking on SBO, and Bean basically showing that he's smarter than he looks. Basically, look that don't judge a book by its cover deal by playing SBO for making him think he's this and that, and there you go. And again, you get all these reactions from everybody. You get the reactions from several of the egg bosses and their regions, and you get the reactions of Rude, Shadow, and Omega. You get all these different reactions. Like I said earlier, with the Freedom Fighters, you get those reactions, and it's pretty cool. Probably can continue that on going into the next few issues. Um, but overall, we find out at the end of we see Knack calling Eggman, wondering if maybe it's time to go to the second plan, Plan B, and Eggman's like, no, no, not just yet. He says he wants to beat Breezy at her own game, basically kind of show that no matter what you do, I'm always going to be a step ahead of you. And basically says that if all else fails, then they go to playing his game. They go on to plan B if all else fails. So overall, not a bad issue. Decent continuation of the Champions arc, and look forward to hopefully getting the next issue on time next year. I mean next month. Hopefully, hopefully, looking forward to getting it on time next month and not having to wait longer than I should have. So um, overall, not too bad, and that's really all I'm going to say on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. But again, nice conclusion, or not conclusion, but nice continuation. Nice continuation uh, to the Champions arc, and again, can't wait to see what happens in the next two issues as we get closer to Worlds Unite, which takes place in May. So let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.